Hey there everybody, welcome to Trial Gaming, and we are back with more Madden 24. I stopped the franchise series last time because it felt too plain. I wasn't having fun, and honestly, it's kind of, I think, because I was expecting something out of it and it didn't turn out that exact way, and I guess I like a little bit of random zaniness to happen. And so we are back with Madden 24 Wheel of Franchise. We have a ton of wheels, like the team wheel, the scheme wheel, the season wheel, the punishment wheel, the challenge wheel, reward wheel, draft wheel, free agency wheel. Okay, a lot of wheels, guys. You get it. But all of them have a purpose. Some of them a little bit more relaxed. But starting off, because we're so late into Madden 24 and more of the newer Madden content I want to do won't start up till the NCAA game comes out and Madden 2025 comes out, I decided why not start the Wheel of Franchise kind of late and mix things up. Because at the start of the franchise, we'll be doing, use real life NFL roster, and we will select preseason, right? Well, I've actually thought about what if we start at the Super Bowl, right? Now, this puts us in a situation where we don't jump into a preseason game. We jumped into a team where our draft pick is already decided and we can't really scout, and it mixes things up. I like this idea. But obviously, you see before you guys, the Seahawks. We're not going to pick the Seahawks, and why is that? Because we need to decide our team based on the team wheel. Now, the team wheel, honestly, I'll explain to you in a second. Let's get to the team wheel and spin it. Time you guys meet, the team wheel. Now, the team wheel obviously doesn't have all the teams on it. You can clearly tell that by the lack of teams on the actual wheel. But let me explain. The team wheel decides what team we get. That's kind of self-explanatory. But we only spin it during the first episode and anytime we get fired. But the team wheel adjusts because when we get offers, let's say when we get fired, the wheel will change to include only the teams offering us a job. We can't force ourselves into a position. And getting fired, team firing's turned off, or coach firing gets turned off automatically. Turning it on is another wheel spin, so we'll explain that later. But for now, guys, every team on this wheel are, well, teams that missed the playoffs this year. And obviously, we're starting from the 2024 Super Bowl. But the interesting thing here is there's actually a lot of good teams that didn't make the playoffs. And whether it's a team like the Vikings or the Chargers, the Jets, or even the Falcons, and the biggest one I think on this list, the Cincinnati Bengals, all due to injuries and mistakes. But in Madden, we can limit that, and we have a chance to get a great team from the get-go and really try to transform it. Now, a team like the Bengals wouldn't take much. It's just managing it. But a team like the Commanders or, a team in a really rough spot with, someone like, well, I don't know. Most of these teams aren't in a rough spot. The Giants kind of are, but a lot of these teams are looking pretty good. The Bears obviously is a tough spot because in our draft, we will not have Caleb Williams. So who knows if a good quarterback will be there. But let's decide our team by spinning the wheel, guys. So I'll give it a couple spins. The Bengals is the best. I think by far and away, there are worse. My Seahawks, this is it. Pete Carroll got fired in real life, got changed out. Mike McDonald, instead, it's going to be us, guys. And funny thing is, we're already on the wheel. It says Seahawks, and all I have to do is click one button in OBS, and Seahawks. Just that simple, guys. I'm going to get the coach together really quick, and we'll head in because there's still more wheels to spin. Here it is, Nick Asher, the coach of Seattle Seahawks, going to start playing. Now, there is something we have to do right off the bat before anything else. I mentioned a handful of wheels. And the next one up is the scheme wheel. And that's simply because when we go down here to manage our staff, team schemes, right? Now, obviously, we have to match the defensive scheme playbooks with the schemes. So we are actually going to go by team to decide the scheme. And for that, we have something right here. The scheme wheel, guys. And kind of how it looks like used to decide defensive, offensive schemes. and it contains all the teams in the NFL. So, first off, we're going to spin it and decide our offensive playbook. There are ways to change it later, some by our choice, some by not. And our offensive playbook is actually the Pittsburgh Steelers, which use what? A power run scheme? So I'm okay with that. The question is I think for our current team, vertical power run kind of fits into that. Yeah, so, but it does say here it is a multiple power run scheme, so we are going to choose multiple power run scheme. Next up is our defensive. So we'll just give this another spin, see what our defensive playbook is. The Lions. I have obviously played as the Lions last time, and their playbook is kind of tough to use. I know it is a multiple 3-4. So the question is which one are we going to use? All right, guys, I'll show you in a sec what we have in store here, but I'm going to make sure and check which one of the 3-4 schemes I like the best. After looking at the 3-4 under is 100% scheme fit for us. And seeing that the defensive playbook just states it's a multiple 3-4 scheme that focuses on generating pressure from multiple directions, and that the playmakers are the linebackers are typically playmakers in run game, the 3-4 under I think really makes that feel like it's matching up. And the fact is we are 100% scheme fit. I'm just going to run with it. So we have also going to just do auto-generated rookies. That is done. What is left? Well, there is the season wheel, guys. Season wheel has a couple things here. Let's talk about it. So we have something super complicated, like win the Super Bowl. That would be our goal. Or, you see it says here, or spin punishment wheel. It kind of gets cut off, but pretty much it gives us a goal and a punishment if we fail it. This is for the next season, obviously, because in this, the 2023 season's wrapping up. We start off with the 2024 draft. Now, because they're auto-generated, it's not going to be like this draft. We're not going to get Byron Murphy. But if we win the Super Bowl, great. We can, if we land on it, great. If we fail, we have to spin the punishment wheel 7 times. We'll get to the punishment wheel when we face a punishment. Reach Super Bowl. This just means we have to reach the Super Bowl, not win it like this other one. If we fail that, spin 6 times. Reach AFC or NFC. In this case, we're NFC since we're Seahawks. The championship game, or we spin it 5 times. 7, 6, 5, you kind of get the punishment. It decreases 1 each time. Reach playoffs or spin punishment wheel. We're going down 7, 6, 5, 4. Win the division or spin the punishment wheel. Have a winning record, spin the punishment wheel. Win 7+ games or spin the punishment wheel. And then there's viewer decides. This is your chance, guys, to decide both a goal and how many times we spin the punishment wheel or another punishment. So if it lands on that, we won't know what the season goal is. You guys get to decide. So let's just spin it, see what it lands on. Hopefully not Super Bowl. I don't think we're ready for that. I think this is a fair way. So we need to win 7+ games, which is Seahawks squad. It's totally doable. Or if we fail, spin the punishment wheel 1 time, and that'd be spun whenever we fail it. So if we reach like the final week and we are 6 wins and we lose then, great. We have to spin it. Well, not great. We'd have to spin the punishment wheel. But, pretty much the punishment will go into effect the moment 7+ wins is unachievable. But that should be pretty doable. So, guys, we are obviously going to go back to the game because with that done, there's really not much else to do here. I know there's a ton of other reels, and if you guys want to talk about them really quick, I'll give you kind of a heads up. After that, punishment wheel only happens when we lose a game or we fail a challenge and we have to spin punishment. Challenge wheel gives us a challenge for that episode. Reward wheel, well, a lot of the challenges are game-based, so we're going to skip that one for now. Or maybe I should spin the challenge wheel to show you. So, guys, let's actually talk about the challenge wheel. Because it's not going to come into effect this time, but here's the challenge wheel. You can see here, only use man, zone, win sim the game, sim the training, use the coaching suggestions. Cannot use timeouts, only run, only throw, can only control offense, defense. So let's just spin this to kind of see what would happen if we had a game this week, which we don't. Sim the training. That's not that bad. Now, there's other ones like cannot sign free agents and stuff like that could come into play if we happen to lose players. But yeah, so sim the training. There's no training to worry about this week. That's just an example of that. Now, talking about the rest of them. So outside of the challenge reel, which is kind of not usable this time, we have the reward reel, which again, if we succeed in the challenge, we'll spin it. That challenge reel is just kind of show you what's somewhat on it. The punishment reward wheel, we'll wait. We also have the draft and free agency wheel. Those will go into effect when we have the free agency period, which is coming up, and the draft, which is also coming up. But for now, there isn't much else to do, guys. So, only one thing left to do, and that's to continue progressing forward. So, we have to advance to the offseason. Who will win? Will it be realistic? And the Chiefs will win? Or will it be unrealistic? It's unrealistic. The 49ers win. Great. That's all right. Let's check it out. 24-21, it's close. Brandon Ayuk was MVP. Okay. 49ers win. Dak Prescott, no, shouldn't, no, definitely not MVP. Dan Campbell wins Coach of the Year. I agree with that. CeeDee Lamb is Offensive Player of the Year. Oh, I'm okay on that. TJ Watt with the Steelers. I like that. Puka Nacua, Rookie of the Year. Yeah. Defensive Player of the Year was Tyreek Stevenson on the Bears. That's a stretch, but that's fine. That's fine. This game is just going to do what it is. Wait, shouldn't those already be locked in? Don't we already know the... Anyways, I thought those would already be locked in for the real, candidates. But at this point, let's view retirement. Obviously, most of these should be pretty realistic at this point. The one we care most, Jason Peters retires for Seattle. Right tackle after 20 years. That's fine. At this point, the whole team needs to be reworked, and we'll go over the team here in just a second because it's staff week. And now, when it comes down to the staff, they can, with the punishment and other stuff, get rotated out. But for now, let's choose our staff because we need to match our new run scheme, multiple power run, and our new 3-4 under scheme. So, fire our vertical zone run, and fire our 4-3 cover 3. And we have to go look for a multiple power run coordinator. Which, multiple zone, multiple power here. Disguise 3-4, that's not bad. Multiple zone, vertical power spread. Multiple zone, air raid, vertical power. Multiple power run, 3-4 under. He has a couple things set up. I don't know if I really want that many preset up. Let's go back and actually look at the first one we saw, the multiple power run that we saw earlier. Here we go, the Todd Bowles. I'm thinking because he's kind of just a blank slate, take him, and an 81 hiring bonus will help us. Now, there isn't anything for the upgrades directly. Now we need to look for a 3-4 under defensive coordinator, which, shouldn't be too hard. 3-4 under, Mike Vrabel, pretty. Let's see what else we have, just in case there's one that, Oh, this would be too mean. It'd be too mean, right? This would be too mean. Why? Carroll, we fired you as coach, but we're bringing you in as defensive coordinator. That's too mean. Right, guys? Why do I want to do it so bad, though? Why? I have to. Pete Carroll is now the defensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks. Russell Cornwell is the offensive coordinator. That is just insane. We have 121 upgrade points. Let's just kind of spend it now. Get it out of the way so I can show you guys. So, obviously, I went the staff builder route, and that's because we want to get to the training boost right off the bat. So, because I hate this. I'm literally clicking over and it like sends us backwards. If they could fix the menus on this stuff. So that got us all the way to this point. Any further training we are going to be able to put into here and unlock it. Wait, did we need both of these to unlock this one? I didn't overspend, right? Either way, that's fine. That's fine. That is the most important thing. Pete Carroll, Russell Cornwell. It's weird to see Pete Carroll as a defensive coordinator. But yeah, I guess he is. Now, that concludes that. Now it's time to go to re-signing. Re-signing, unlike free agency, does not have a wheel, so we can kind of do what we want here. And a part of me almost wanted to have a re-signing reel, and you guys can decide down below if you really want that. Let's see what the mock draft says who we should be getting. Because at this point, we should only have the first one. So we have pick 16, Joseph Beard, Bama 65302 run stopper. Interesting. It looks like we do have a couple. Looks like we did scout QB. So the game really doesn't believe Gino's that. Mitch Petty, strong arm, not really our type of player here. He goes in round one and is round 1 to 2 talent. Okay, fast flick of the wrist throwing motion. Comes around the pocket, comes in, oh my god, I just misspoke. Mass majority of success comes around the pocket, then, well, you know. Void sack by throwing the ball away, gets happy feet, feels nice pressure. Beautiful spiral on all of his passes. Great to elite throw power, great to elite strength, poor to marginal speed though. Yeah, he's a sit in the thing. A under pressure, A deep, A medium, A short, B stiff, A break, B injury. So you can't throw on the run, no trucking, decent awareness. So this is a sit in the pocket type of guy, and that's not the type of QB I like. But I don't think there's a quarterback, because someone's going to take Paul Gizzi out of UCLA, who is a field general. And everyone else seems to not be kind of worth their salt here. Tyler Crawford, a scrambler, looks pretty good. He's a round 3 to 4 talent. Round 3. If he's there, I think we might take Crawford. But yeah, we shall see what happens at that point. But it's re-signing period, and we have 23 contracts up with $13 million to spend. Now, obviously, some of these players do a lot better in here. I also think we need to take re-signing interest. With only 13 mil, we need to think about who here is actually really worth it. And unlike in real life, where certain players are just significantly better, things like Mike Jackson, we can just immediately say no to. Daryl Taylor can say no to. Evan Brown, 27, only 71. No. Colby Parkinson, 25. He's interested, only 69 rated. DJ Dallas, 68, 25. Yeah, a lot of these guys are like, no to Artie Burns. Miles Adams is a no. Like, a lot of these guys just no. Drew Lock, we'll let him test free agency. I like him, but we might draft that, a later QB. Let's not beat around the bush. Phil Hayes, he wants to kind of stay. We'll keep that. More Edwards Jr., no. John Radigan, just too low rated at this point. No Face Curtis, 61, 24 years old. He wants to stay, but any of these guys this low in the 60s just aren't worth it. Bobby Wagner's one I don't want to let go because I want him to retire here. And he probably will retire in a year. Brady Russell's a no. Jay Crumb's a no. Ty Okada's a no. He's 59 overall. Patrick Connell's a no. I think I'm going to try to sign Wagner. I know in real life he's gone to the Commanders, and he has probably going to be there for a year or two, and they will probably come back to Seattle and retire a Hawk. Do I just try to let him go and then sign him back the year after? I'm so afraid he's going to say no and retire at another team. That's the biggest hard part about this. I think I'm gonna let this. You know what I'll do. You know what I'll do. I'll actually be realistic about losses here. With free agency, so we'll actually match the free agency kind of thing with what they did. So obviously we have, lost Bobby Wagner. That's tough. So we're going to just say no. We're going to try to be as realistic as possible. Phil Hayes, I believe. Did Phil Hayes leave? Phil Hayes is an unrestricted free agent. Okay. Maybe we'll come back to him. DJ Dallas, I know, has departed. He went to the Cardinals, I believe. I should probably look that up. Yeah, he did. Colby Parkinson, I know, signed with the Rams. Evan Brown signed with... No, he's a unrestricted free agent. But he kind of doesn't want to be here. Yeah, he's franchise tagged. I already declined him. Knew it. Leonard Williams did resign, and I think that's something we are going to do here. Let's just make him this offer. He stays. We're at 1.2. I know Jordan Brooks is departed, right? Did he not? I don't think Brooks is still with us, is he? I don't remember seeing his name. Now, I know I made a couple dumb mistakes because I think I said no to Artie Burns, but I think Artie Burns comes back. Because Devin Burch is an unrestricted free agent. So we'll say no to him. Jordan Brooks, I don't think... Did he sign? Yeah, he signed to Dolphins. Okay, I see it here. All right. So, Noah Fant. We did resign Noah Fant, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Okay, we really don't have the money to resign him. Damian Lewis signs with the Panthers. That's fine. So I believe that's everyone. Oh, no, we have Phil Hayes, who is a... Yeah, Phil Hayes is a free agent, unrestricted free agent. So the only issue here is we do not have the money to sign Noah Fant. I really don't want him, truth be told. Like, not to be mean, but he is not someone I think that is mandatory. He is only 26, 75 star rating. I think we go into negative cap, though. I don't think we can make this deal. Yeah. All right, let's try to do an offer that he's going to say no to. But, let's give him a 1-year deal. Yeah, he's going to go for agency. Yeah, I mean, with no cap room left, we really couldn't do anything. We could franchise tag him, but it's so not worth it. Ooh. No. No. So, at this point, we're not really that realistic. I probably should have messed with the, Leonard Williams deal, but I think Leonard Williams is more important than a tight end because, to be honest, we kind of already have one, and, But, at this point, that's re-signing, guys. Going to advance a week. And here we go. So, here we're at free agency. So, at this point, we have spun a lot of wheels, and we've kind of got the series off to a start. Next episode will be free agency and the free agency reel. The next episode will be draft and the draft reel, because that's going to take a bit of time. Because the free agency reel is spun for each individual, right? If we view things, we have 5 active negotiations at a time. Each wheel spun on a per negotiation basis. All right, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you like the series. And remember, you guys can help decide stuff. Just keep an eye out for it. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, tag out. I want to give a special thank you to all my Patreon members. Urza and Scott, you're amazing. If you guys want to check out Patreon and join it to get a shout out at the end, check Patreon down in the link description below. And you can also, like Scott did, make me re-record this.